Okay, so talking about the importance of listening, I want to share with you guys a story that is not something that happened to me. That is a story that I recently read, and I think it's related to the importance of listening. So this story goes like this. Once upon a time, in a small village, there lived an old wise man. This man was known because he was a very wise man, and he had a deep knowledge of all the things and all the matters of life. And people from all the country came to trying to find guidance for their problems and their matters. And one day, a young man came to the man and said with a very sad expression in his face, and said to the man, "Oh, please, master, help me. I have a big trouble with my father. I argue all the time with him, and I have big trouble. We're fighting all the time, and our relationship is getting worse and worse every day." So the old man seemed to understand what the problem was, but he didn't give an advice right away to the young man. Instead of that, he pointed at a cup of coffee that was on the table and said to the young man, "Oh, please drink a little bit of that coffee." And the young man, a little confused, was a little confused for this. But he followed the instructions. He reached the cup, and as he was raising the cup, he noticed that the cup was filled to the top of the cup, to the brim of the glass, and it started to as he raised the cup, it started to overflow and spill on the table. So he said to the old man, "Oh, the coffee is overflowing. What should I do?" And the old man said, "That cup of coffee is you. You are filled with your thoughts. You are filled with what you have learned. You are filled with your preconceived ideas, and that is you always wanting to be heard. So how can you have a meaningful conversation with your father if you have no space for listening?" So immediately the young man understood the message, and he thought, "Oh yeah, I'm always trying to make my point, to to prove myself right, and not letting my father to show his perspective." So from that day, this young man tried to have a different approach when he had a conversation with his father, and he tried to let his father show his point of view without interruptions, and trying to find a common ground, and they improve their relationship. So the idea with this story is to show that we are always filled with too many things. We I always like to have like this comparison with between kids and adults. When we were little kids, we were very open to the world. We were like sponges, trying to absorb everything, and with a big curiosity about everything, trying to learn. But as we grow older, we we think that we know everything, and we stop asking questions. We stop to we lose that curiosity, and that is very sad. That is very sad, and because you think that the more you know, uh, you don't realize. I think the opposite. I think that the more you learn, the more you realize that you don't know. So it's really important to keep a mindset of curiosity, never stop asking questions, and never stop listening. That's it.
Yeah, very phrasing a lot the same way I would. I'm very well organized, and everybody's like, "Ooh, tell me more about this story." That story really captured everybody's attention, painted a vivid picture in my mind. I don't have any feedback on that. That was really excellent. Yeah, cool. All right, y'all. Yeah, you're looking at me. You want to do it, Mr. Oscar? All right, cool. Let's give him a hand, everybody. All right.
About listening. Something I want to point out is like in my family, we speak so fast. We speak, I think, like the fastest people in the world. Most of the time when my father talks to me, I don't understand. I don't even like understand what he's saying. Yeah, he can tell me like, Oscar, like, go and take the car from for the substore and bring here 5 times. And I won't understand what he's saying. And the thing is, I think it goes worse because I speak faster than my father most of the time. When my mother when he said like something to my mother, like to do something for the kids or go to get something, she doesn't understand her. She doesn't understand him, sorry. And we are like that in my family. Okay, that goes to to listen. So you have to like a part of like be or pay attention to the person has to be there present in that moment. Apart from that, the person can speak like very fast, like sometimes I do because most of the time when I speak, people say like, "No, what do you say?" So most of the time it's like very difficult. So I think we spend too much time in our mind. Like when someone starts talking, we're already thinking about what he's going to say next, and we keep thinking about what he said. Like we don't like listen in that moment exactly what he's saying. But trying to figure out what he's going to say next and how can we respond to that the thing that he's saying. So I want you to like listen. Are you listening? You're listening to something. It's not silent. Your mind is talking to you, right? You're listening to something in your mind. Even when I'm speaking, you are listening to something in your mind. That means you're listening part of what I'm saying, and most of the part that you are listening is in your mind, processing what I'm saying, and then trying to link what you are thinking and what I'm saying. Yeah, that's very important. To listen, you have to listen to the person that's talking to you. Have to be present in that moment. Try to like separate what you are thinking, what the person said, what the person did, because I know everything is linked. Everything is linked, like you try to always predict the future. But when you want to listen to someone, you have to be there in the present. And not only think about what you're going to say next. To be there too. Very important. Something else, like I remember one time I was making a presentation. School was about philosophy. We had to talk about Platon. And I remember my presentation was about 10 minutes. I taught the entire 10 minutes, and then when I finished my presentation, nobody understood nothing at all. First, because I started like talking too fast, I was talking too fast. And when I start talking too fast, they lose their attention. What is very important while listening. When you speak like for a long time, most of the people right here, the way they lose their attention. And the guy back there is all in fun. But it's not bad. It's normal. That's normal. That's normal. That's not bad. That's the attention. The attention comes with the listening. When you want to listen to someone, you have to pay attention. As attention is something we can like take for a long time because we have too much too much stimulation. Yeah. So to listen, you have to pay attention to to pay attention how to be present in that moment. So I want you to, in the next conversation you will have, I don't know who, please be there. Pay attention. Be present in that moment. It's very important because we are losing too much information while we are not listening.
Yeah, public speaking is very charming and very confident. I love that. That's very good. It helps people to pay attention if you would. I like that you've already kind of in your TED talk you was pointing out one of the challenges is you speak too quickly. I do notice that. Yeah, you were kind of consciously trying to be very careful with the pronunciation of words. That helps. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. Nice use of trying to engage with the audience by saying, "Hey, listen." That awkward silence. Yeah, that's a good way to grab people's attention. Yeah, that's an effective way to engage. All right, neat. All right. Otherwise, yeah. Thanks. Anybody? Who's up next? Or who's anybody? We got a team? Are we all doing this individually? All right. We got like 20 TED Talks.
We're a team.
You're a team. You want to go next? You two guys? Why not? Yes. Yeah. Let's do this. All right. Let's give them a hand, everybody. While they make their way up here. Okay. There we go.
Okay, as we are good friends, Sharif come from Turkey, from Istanbul, and when I came here the first time to LIT, we met together, we began to talk, and then he told me that I come from Istanbul, and one of my more interesting tourism activities was when I was visiting Istanbul. So that's made the connection immediately. So and we began to listen each other. So practice with the new language. I learned it from his culture, he from mine. So he began to talk to learn the Spanish now. I'm not yet with the Turkey. And we became friends. That is the most important things. But about the listening is there are some very softly details between here when I use my biological elements of my body, normally directed or monitoring by my brain. When I hear something, noises and so on, and when I'm listening, the soft difference is because by listening, I have to be connected to my partner or the other person that I'm talking about something. So I could hear, but when I want to be connected, when I want to be goes more deeply in this communication, I'm listening with the body, with all my body, and the main thing is with my heart. That's, I think, that is the more important things when we're talking with the people. So, and everybody feel when it's talking if the other person is connected with you or not. Because sometimes we're talking and then, oh, okay, that is very well, but I'm not listening really what the other person is trying to say or try to get the message. And when we are learning a language, we have to listen. We have to be connected with the teacher or with the other person that is trying to send a message to us, because there are a lot of, it's not just the grammatics, it's not just the vocabulary, there are other things they are trying to pass to us a part of their lives, what they are living now. So it's other culture, it's other environment, it's other things, and then we have to learn that and to understand because we have to live in other countries now. We are doing now, and we have to feel that that's his other way. That's our own decision, and then it has to be the best way. And by listening, of course, is the beginning to reach our goals.
Nice. So, yeah, Mario is the best. He's the very good listener.
Try to listen.
Yeah.
But I don't understand why you said so.
Isn't it nice? Yeah, it's so cool.
It's fun.
Yeah,
Make fun. Make fun.
It's so basically, we listen to each other for answering. I think that's the point. Yeah. If we do this like this, yeah, then what's happening in our brain? If they say this, I would say that. If they say other things, I would say that one. Yeah, is Mario told us like we need to listen like deeply. We need to understand each other. If we understand each other, we can do something better. For because like it's a good synergy.
Synergy.
Uh, Also, yeah, Mario already talked about this. On the other hand, if you're gonna look other way this, it's a little bit digital sometimes, but also it could be about anxiety and attention deficiency sometimes.
Sure.
I'm gonna share my anecdote, but would you like to share yours first?
Oh,
No, sure.
that's good.
Yeah, when I was in elementary school, it's like 1970, 1997 or 1998. Our teacher said, you're gonna make a wall watch with carton board.
Okay.
You can use, if you don't have carton board, you can use, I can, probably you remember that the laundry detergent used to be sold in the box, like,
Yeah.
like carton board.
Sure. Cardboard.
She said if you don't have a cardboard, you can use a tight box.
There you go.
Yeah, I was a little bit attention deficit when I was in elementary school. I thought, or I understood like you're gonna. I made with the cardboard and roll watch and tight box as well.
Oh, you made both things. Oh, I see.
And just this, she said like you can use the cardboard. You can use the tight box instead of cardboard if you don't have this.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Cool job.
Sure. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, cool. Oh yeah. No. Nice. Yeah, actually, yeah. Yeah. While they're making their way up here, yeah. All right. Oh, yo, we gotta do this for everybody here. Oh, hold on.
Okay, so I'm gonna start with my story. My mom is a bank manager for over, I don't know, 30 years.
Okay.
And she's in charge to that subsidiary.
Subsidiary. Okay.
Yeah,
Sure.
that office.
Here we go.
It's a bank.
Little branch office.
Yes. So she's actually in charge of everything, but kind of she knows who will get a loan. So she told me that she's a really nice person, and usually when you go to the bank, you ask for a credit card and a loan, and they will check your paper and see if you are allowed to. But usually when you go to a bank with my mom, and you tell her a story about maybe why you need that loan, why you're having troubles in your life or anything you do, she just listen and she can stay there with a client, I don't know, 2 hours.
Oh wow.
And she just listen and maybe sometimes it's not up to her, but sometimes she goes like an extra mile to help that person. So that is really, I mean, there is two things we can learn from this. The importance of listening, listen that person, the problems that that person has, and how you can help them. And the other thing is when well, it's not about listening, but it's something that um, when you talk to the people and tell them how you feel and uh, what is your life up to, and they can help you. So if you go and you say just I need a loan and a credit card or anything, and you don't have the right papers or the right credit score or anything, they will help you. I'm sorry, we can't. But maybe if you talk to them and let them know that you really need it because I don't know you are in hunger or anything, maybe they will do like that extra mile and they will help you. So that is really important to listen and to talk.
Yeah, correct. Good story. Yeah. Cool, cool. Hey.
Hello,
Hello.
I'm Lisandra. Okay, we all like to be to her for the other people. When the other people listening, you feel valued, you feel sure and understood and important. But in this life, in this moment, it's difficult to other people give the task to listening or anything. But when you need or when you have a problem, you need the other people listening to you. But in one occasion, when I helped in Christmas voluntary, one man approached to give a Spencer, ¿cómo se llama? A food, but he don't well register, and he searched look the form to help to other people, but my coworker don't listening. So I saw and I took the decision to help it and listening. He told me he don't have that night for dinner, so I helped him, and 3 days later, her wife come with me, and she feels grateful with me because in this night, her husband not only saved her relationship because she had the decision to broke the relationship, but her husband saved that night. And on the other hand, um, we okay listening is no, is not only um, understand or pay attention to other people. It's a auditive question too, because occasionally we understand one uh, word or one thing for other thing. For example, on other occasion, one friend told me, "Oh, I, 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 I am dear to other by other people. I, I feel dear by other people, and I um, answer and I told immediately, don't worry, don't think so. You, your wife looks like you love and you are her everything. So I don't think so. She put the horns in my country is when your partner is unfaithful. Uh-huh. And he turned and turns in me and told me why you tell me that. And I answered because you told me you feel like dear, but really she referred dear like a dear I dear lovely, but I understand the like dear like,
Wait, is the same word in Spanish, dear? And,
Yeah.
Is it? Just like in English?
No,
Oh.
no, but in English.
Okay. Okay. Dear and dear.
No,
Okay.
no, it's not the same.
It's not the same.
Oh,
It's
okay.
not the same.
Yeah.
Here sounds similar, but it's not.
I didn't think so. I didn't think so.
Okay. I don't like to speak, but I like listening when you need.
Yeah. Yeah. As y'all, yeah, she's making her way up here. Yeah, what's that? Oh, you're doing it next?
Yeah.
You gotta get going?
Yeah.
Is that why? Okay, okay. I'll let you. Yeah, whatever you want. Yeah, that's right. Here, let's go ahead and do the thing. So, I'll just mention, y'all probably already noticed, some of you feel really confident speaking, some of you not so much. Everybody is nervous getting in front of people. Yeah. And so, being a good audience, just at least showing faces like you guys are doing. Yeah, that helps the person up here. I know some of y'all can listen without looking like they're listening, but it's hard for people up here. And that's good, even for the very skilled English speakers. When you get nervous, I notice all of the little things that tend to emerge to the surface. Okay, grammar issues, pronunciation. Anyway. Okay, here, let's do the video.
Oh yeah, my song.
Yeah, your song.
Okay. I'm not good at speaking in English in public, in Spanish too. I can't do it, but I'm gonna try. So my speech name is Be Objective, What's the Purpose, and Asking Questions because I have three experiences. The first one, I want to talk about my ex-boyfriend. I don't want to talk about a lot of details, but I want to talk about just one. It was so interesting. He is from France, and he's Muslim. Muslim? Muslim?
Yeah, Muslim.
Muslim. Okay. Those people, they don't drink alcohol. So, and I used to drink alcohol, and that's the reason for today we are not together. That's okay. He always told me, okay, why you always drink vodka? I don't like it. You have to cut it down. And I was thinking, okay, he right, I can do it for him. So I changed my mind, and today I drink wine.
That's the reason why you have to be objective when you are listening to somebody else. Because in my case, I was subjective.
There you go.
So that's that I want to hear, no, that he wants that I hear. So we need to be objective. The second one was when I'm start working for Mont Blanc. It was my second job, and before I was working for Christian Dior. So they offered me that job because of my experience. So I remember that in my first month, I was so expected because I want to change a lot of things in that company, and that's not good because you have to listen first. What's the purpose of that company? And I realized that Mont Blanc is completely different from Christian Dior, and the customer's target is completely different from the customer's target from the Christian Dior. So it's completely different. So that's my second. What's the purpose of the speaker? And then my third is asking question because I remember when I arrived at this country, at Houston specifically. So I start working in a restaurant. It was a really challenging for me because that restaurant, the customers just talk in English, and my English was very bad, very, very bad. I don't know why that restaurant hired me. I think it wasn't a good idea, but they hired me. I don't know why. And it was so stressful for me because I wasn't able to talk with people in English. So just hello and goodbye, and that's it.
Wow.
So, but I think I thought what could be happen me. So the worst thing that could be happen me, maybe they fire me, but I can find another job in a Colombian restaurant, something like that. But it was so challenging because my first table, it was so funny because they asked me for split their plate. So, and I was so nervous because split, and I was I run to my manager and I told him I don't understand why they want to split because in Colombia split is something like that. I don't understand. And he said, okay, so if you don't understand, ask them. So just ask them, and they can understand. You can speak like them. So you just ask them. So that's the reason for it. My asking question is so important when you are listen somebody else. That's
Okay, great. Follow up 3 anecdotes actually. All right. Great. Yeah, lots of things I can say about that. Yeah, since we got a lot of folks, I'm gonna maybe try to just move on to somebody else. If you want to, you're looking at me, Mr. Omar. Do you want to go next? Why not? Sure. All right, let's give a hand, everybody.
Hello everybody, my name is Umar. And something I have told you something about that about listening, good listener or listening. So I'm the one that I'm a very bad listener, and I always interrupt somebody when we are talking to each other. Like if I'm talking to somebody, so I can interrupt them right away, and I can't listen for too much time. So one day, in the last Christmas, my cousin has a business of security here in Houston. So he told me that I'm leaving for something from out of the state, and he gave me the company phone. That take this, and probably you will get the calls regarding the company issues or responsibilities. So you have to manage accordingly, and you have to call the supervisors of the specific location. So I said, okay, don't worry, you have to enjoy your own vacation, and I'm gonna deal with these kind of things. Okay, he said, okay. So next day, I got a call from the one of the property supervisor, and he said that we are gonna closing the property for next 5 days because of the Christmas vacations. And I said, okay. And he said that further he wanted to say something more, but I interrupted him right away. That I got what you want next to say. I mean, I thought that maybe they're gonna closing security and nobody is working in the property for the next 5 days. So probably there should not there should be shouldn't be a security for there. He said, okay, man, thank you that you got me right away. I said, okay. And after next day, after 24 hours, my cousin, I called the supervisor of the specific location. I told him that withdraw security from this specific location. He said, okay. And after 24 hours, my cousin called me. Then what's going on in the specific location? He called me Ellen Genoa. I said the superintendent called me and he said that we do not need security for next 5 days. He said, but the superintendent emailed me that there is nobody on the property from the last 24 hours. So I said, oh, but he said, are you sure that he told you exactly that he didn't need security? So something started in my mind that no, he didn't say that exactly. He just tried to explain me that there is nobody in the there will be nobody on the property for the next 5 days. And he said, so that doesn't mean the security should not be there. Security should be there for next or from this day first to the last day, like for the all over the 5 days of the vacations. I said, okay. So he said that he emailed me that there is no security and there's something gonna. Thank God there was something not missing in the property. I said, okay. So this, so it was a horrible story because yeah, that I did a blunder because of my bad behavior. So when you and he told me that if you are not a good listener, so in the future you're gonna be, you can cause something irreversible. So be a good listener whenever if somebody didn't complete his point, so do not interrupt him in between. I said, okay, this was on me, and I this was my bad, and next time I wouldn't repeat the same. Yes, that was the whole story.
Feel that pain. I know that feeling. Oh gosh. Then listen to all of it. It's like, crap. Did he mean no security? That would be awful. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Nice. Yeah. Several idioms in there I like too. It's on me. It means like, yeah, I take responsibility. That's the word I've used for it. That's good too. Anybody want to try it? Yeah, Miss Lena. You want to try? Yeah, give her a hand. All right. Alhamdulillah. All right.
Hi, today I'm going to share my anecdote that I learned an invaluable lesson recently. Before spring break, my son gave a ticket to the Children's Museum. So the rationale for the ticket wasn't clear. So I reasoned they must be giving it to us for having fun on vacation. So we went to the museum with his friends and had a lot of fun. But however, one day in May, my son asked me, "Well, there is a ticket." So I answered, "Why? We always use it." No, she almost cried. "Mom, teacher gave it us for the field trip, and I told you." But I feel that thankfully I can buy again. I could buy again, and he went to field trip. But I felt so bad because I wouldn't have listened his saying until he finished it, and I just assumed that ticket was the gift from his school for spring break.
Yeah.
So sometimes, honestly, oftentimes I couldn't follow my kids' thing, and I just took a shortcut because they speak Korean very slowly, and they made a lot of mistakes, so I can't stand with the talking. But but I realized that it's not only just it happens not only just there as a language barrier, but also the problem with my listening attitude. So I learned from this, and I start listening more carefully and paying more attention to their saying. And I never forget. I try to never forget. Like a TED speaker said, just shut up, listen. Thank you.
That's an honest mistake. Yeah, it's hard listening to kids, even as a native English speaker. I understand. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's actually, so the free tickets were for the field trip, and you use it for something else, right? Is that right? That's fun. Okay, good story. Thank you. I noticed a lot of y'all in trying to insert a lot of the vocabulary that we're learning this week. I noticed it. Yeah, that's good. Rationale. Okay. Are you two together? Or are you doing something? No, go ahead, Audrey. I'll let you come up here. Yay, her! Yay! Oh, okay. Let me. You know what? I might. Okay, I don't have it. I may not be allowed into. You sent me an email. Maybe so, but before I. So you sent me an email. Right. Tell you what. Somebody else. Look, you're looking at me. Okay, so why not you? All right, Marcio. All right, give him a hand while he comes up and he does. Are you two together? Are you guys good? All right, yeah, I believe in you. Yeah.